Hello, everyone. It's Melina here. I'm bringing into reading for I'm going to call the observant, because as I was beginning to shuffle to do a little energy read of some cards, this Four of Pentacles was sitting in the cards in the upright opposite flow. So I decided this was a sign, because I swear when I left my cards they were all in the, the right direction. So this is, to me, this is a connection to the ancestors. This is wanting to showcase a story of a girl with a key and a box full of coins. Okay? So we're just going to place this here as the theme of the reading. Excuse me. Bear with me here. I've been a little under the weather, but I'm mending well, hence why I haven't been on in a little while. We have the Four of Pentacles, and this is essentially it's a card that, it's about protection. It's about understanding a need for our security, as well as protection for our resources and our personal space. So this card is, enhancing this idea that even though she has this key, which is a magnificent looking key, it's a pretty, let's see, can you see that? It's a pretty beautiful key. And this beautiful wisdom of this key unlocks this glorious box with four pentacles in it. So this is, a need for boundaries and saving energy and conserving. So let's just pull a few archetype cards here in regard to this card. Which one's going to come out here? Who are we speaking about? So we are speaking about a magical child, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all the things, the belief that everything is possible. And this is the light attributes of a magical child. And the shadow is this pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles. So believing that energy and actions are not required for growth. Well, I'm believing that this is a child that is seeking the sacred beauty in everything. I mean, they found this beautiful key, potentially guided by spirit, to this magnificent treasure. So it's this belief that everything is possible. So this card indicates to me that the child magical is in the light attributes. Let's just see if we can get another card here. And we have guide, which is light attributes represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. And the shadow attributes are places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So I still believe this is a light attribute feature. So this person potentially is a guide representing the very nature of the divine life in our lives and in ourselves. This child is a magical child, so this would indicate such a thing to me, a divine child. Excuse me. Seeking potential for sacred beauty in all the things. And this belief that everything is possible. This is a very magical looking card to me with this key and this treasure. And, a potential for a representation of this divine nature that is in all of us and in all of life. And then I'm getting a second card popped out, and it's gossip. And its light attributes are awakens consideration for the feelings of others, and it's honoring trust. But it also has a shadow feature, and the shadow feature thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, and it's betraying confidences. And the shadow attribute is actually really heavily influencing to me. Spirit is wanting me to acknowledge that part of it. So, potentially someone that is a guide, a very magical person that believes that all things are possible, very cherished on this earth, and has become a guide or is a guide that represents the very nature of the divine. And then here we have the word envy is really coming out strong with me, but the cards will tell as we move forward what this indicates. So let's go in. Let's get into this, shall we? So let's see what we have for magical child. Oh, so for magical child, we have a 9 of swords that has come out right off the bat. And the 9 of swords, not very good. A lot of worry, a lot of awareness. There's a lot of stress here. Perhaps you could see this person is, lying on this comfortable couch with a blanket and a pillow, but not able to sleep. The moonlight's in their eyes. There's reflection from all the swords. So someone, potentially living in fear or worry. Either they have been attacked by an outside force, or they have themselves been done some things that have created a bit of worry or fear in their lives. I'm just seeing somebody here who's having some sleepless nights. So, and it's underneath the magical child. So this is telling me, because this light attribute is what's highlighting for me. So again, seeking the potential for sacred beauty in all the things and a belief that everything is possible. This doesn't strike me as somebody that is malicious or going to attack others for no apparent reason. So this is telling me that this child, this magical child, has been attacked and has been experiencing a 9 of swords because of this. Let's move on. Oh. And then we have a tower that has come out. And the tower representing, sudden changes and destruction, a liberation even. The tower is a card of turmoil and destruction and rapid change. This could be good or bad. A lot of people perceive the tower as potentially a bad thing, but sometimes the tower happens to pull you away from bad stuff and into good stuff. And sometimes the tower happens because you've been a shitty person and you are deserving of your karma. In this instance, I feel this tower occurred to help protect this magical child. And that's where I'm going to sit with this, this information here with this regarding this magical child. So we have the guides. Let's get some cards on the light attributes of the guide, because that's what's showcasing to me. This represents the nature of the divine in all of life and in oneself. So this little girl with the key and the box with 4 pentacles in it is a potential guide. So tell me about this guide, this magical child that has had gossip thrown at her or him. Two of Wands comes out strongly for the guide. And this is, from a tower. This is choice. As you can see, she's holding a staff, a wand. And there is one off in the distance. And overhead there is what appears to me to be an eagle, potentially a hawk. And there's this vast land beyond here, and this structure that she's standing on with the staff. So this is about preparation and planning. And it's suggesting Potentially this guide who's representing the divine life in our surroundings and in ourselves. So this is a planning and a choice, a yearning as well. So this is it's being at a point of where we are at, and it's moving into where we want to be. And this tower that occurred created this type of stamina for this magical child to become a guide, to step into their true destiny, to guide others in the divine essence forward. And it's making decisions that will move us forward. This card, the Two of Wands, it's understanding that when it appears, it's time to consider everything in our lives. It's considering the negative and the positive of what's occurred. Whatever has created this tower, what was this tower? How did this tower save me, or how did it rectify me, or how did it reprimand me? What happened in this tower, right? And it's just understanding and growing with the lessons and the teachings from the tower. So what gifts do I have? What options do I have to move forward and grow in the most beautiful, beneficial way that encompasses all unison with divine light? And that's what this card is telling me. And next to this card, we have the Five of Pentacles. As you could see, there is somebody standing there holding a bowl, and it's filled with the idea that hardship has occurred. So this guide, understanding what a Five of Pentacles means, is in struggle, in insecurity, in the earthly experiences of the basics that we that belong to everybody, a shelter over our head, food in our bellies, clothes on our back. And it's this idea that embodies this family and this career. So this person, this guide, has had the best of both worlds. They've understood what it's like to live in insecurity and uncertainty. They've had hardship. They had to isolate themselves. And they've also had to self-restrain themselves. And, it's just a matter of turning inwards towards, you could see the Five of Pentacles in this beautiful window, which could be salvage, could be home. So again, it's this mirror image of the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, where there's a choice to be made. You can continue the hard road of what has been, which is what brought this tower, or you can begin to grow and prosper in a multifaceted way, embracing all the good that you've achieved from this experience moving forward. And that is where I believe this guide is at, which is a very powerful and potent position to obtain, because you understand the depths of humanity here. This person has been gifted this lifetime of experience, prepping them for their lifetime to serve others in the divine light. Let's get something about this shadow attribute of gossip. So this is somebody who thrives on power, of passing on private or secret information, which is betraying another's confidence. And in this case, this is betraying this guide, this magical child, this guide. This is betraying their confidence. This is betraying them with private or secret information. And this person that is spewing this, if you could see this card and you could see they're speaking in this person's ear, and it's a lot of fucking bullshit that's coming out here, right? So just understanding, when people are pointing you in a direction where there's the shadow experience coming out, they're trying to paint a picture of another without that person being there to rightfully state it in their face. This is, a shadowy side of someone, and it's very foretelling, and it's very much a warning. And if you're not going to listen to those warnings and you're going to go into that shadow attribute, well then, more fool on you. Let's see what this person is all about here. What cards want to pop out for them? Oh, 2 cards right off the bat. So we have a Queen of Wands. So a Queen of Wands. So feminine energy. And it's somebody who is, influence of personal power, warmth, and joy. And this card flew out in reverse, so we'll place it in such in reverse. So it's someone who has creative blocks. They have self-doubt. They have a lack of confidence. They're drained. They are envious. They compare everything to others. There's an irritability and a pettiness or a meanness or uninspiring essence to them. It sounds like they don't have a lot going on. Or if they did, they are not really available to associate themselves with what could be going on for them. And then we have this Ten of Wands card that comes out aside this card. And the Ten of Wands is a responsibility, a burden, a culmination. It's overextended or it's busy. It's essentially a card of great responsibility and burdens. And it depicts somebody who has taken on too much, that they are now weighed down by obligations. So this Queen of Wands who has decided to step up into the plate of gossiping, using their shadow side to deter people away from this guide, this Four of Pentacles holding magical being of divine life. This person is deciding to try to spew stories and, unethically, it sounds unethically, holding space of responsibility. So somebody who's overextending themselves in their position and is feeling very envious of another stepping up to the plate of a potential opportunity of a position as that of a guide. Excuse me. So just to understand here that there's some evil at bay, and this evil could potentially be in part a larger experience than just one soul being, but this is emanating from a reverse Queen of Wands. This is giving me a fiery type of energy, potentially. The month of July, there's a sunflower here. It's telling me summer months, as well as wanting to hold and obtain power, but I don't think they have the type of power they're trying to obtain and hold. Hence the Ten of Wands, where there's this culmination of this, potentially they've lied even about who they are to people. And by doing this is now culminated and overextended themselves in this busy association with a shadow attribute, which again, let me reiterate this. This person is thriving on the power of passing on private or secret information and betraying confidences. Well, what happens when we are out in the world and we are portraying people in an unethical way and it is not the truth of the existence? Well, you're creating a lot of bad karma for yourself. You're creating a lot of bad associations with yourself. And you might think you're pulling the wool over people's eyes, but people see and feel the truth. And this Queen of Wands, I think, is starting to entertain the footsteps of her past as they ravage around her to create the spinning of what could potentially be a tower for her. Let's just see what else comes up here. One more association with the magical child. And we have Judgment. We have Judgment coming forward. And this is like, this is huge in regards to this situation, because Judgment is essentially a personal evolution, which is exactly what the Tower would have been able to achieve or accommodate for somebody. It's this opportunity to awaken to what has been, and this reckoning of this need from this reckoning to renew ourselves, and this personal evolution that occurs, which is essentially creating this valuable fresh start from the lessons of the past. So whatever this Queen of Swords, this gossip, this judgment, whatever this was that created this Nine of Swords and this Tower for this benevolent magical child who is a guide, here for the light, purpose of the light, is now coming into Judgment. And that's a wonderful place, I believe, to start for this child of God, his magical child. Somebody who's intuitive, somebody who listens to their inner, we have a Knight of Swords here coming out. And a Knight of Swords indicating like a valor, right? This inventiveness, this problem solving. There's this self righteousness. And I'm getting the sense that this here, this Knight of Swords, is a representation of spirit coming in full force. And they've sent their best knight out. And they're asserting and they're impatient because they are done with this bullshit. And they're right now this force that's sharp, it's intellect, it's quick, and it's ready to dissect any confusion and dishonesty. So it's driven for a passion of the truth, which leads me to believe this is coming from the divine, because if you look here, the guide, it represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. So that's telling me that spirit has spoken. God has spoken. And from the gossip standpoint, moving forward for this Queen of Wands, and we have them in a Ten of Swords. So exactly what they were likely trying to give out has now come back full circle. And it's a matter of whether they want to surrender into this transformation, which, just all it took was to be truthful. This resignation, this surrender, there's a closure happening here. It's representing a mental exhaustion from all the obtaining of the untruth, of the dirt, of the filth that was created from the shadow attribute of this Queen of Wands. And, they have a 10 of Wands as well as a 10 of Swords. So their karma is for sure coming back on them. And it is, bringing forth potentially some restitution for this Four of Pentacles, this being, this guide of light, this magical child. And, what comes forward from here is the Star. And I'm going to leave it right there. I mean, the Star with the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles being, I found this magical key, and I'm going to unlock something magnificent. And here I am. It's enough, but maybe there could be more for me. And then here we are with this beautiful star energy. Excuse me. The beautiful star energy, and it's of beauty, and it's of achievement, and it's hope that there's new magic in the air. It's healing. It's spirituality. It's embracing this magical essence that's within oneself. And it's inspiring. She's inspiring others on her journey. And she's holding serenity. She's giving it all up to God. She's holding her own, and she's just allowing and trusting in the divine. As you can see, she's looking up to this beautiful bright star, and she's dropping out all this magic dust that's within her that was gifted to her. And all these beautiful illuminations with the moon magic just tells me there's starseed presence here. This being of light is definitely here to shine. And it's of spiritual connection, hope, and renewal. And, it represents a lot of safety and peace for the earth, to replenish one's spirit, restore one's nervous system after such a stressful circumstance. And I think this is just a beautiful ending to what the story of the Four of Pentacles was. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I will come again with another one shortly. May you have a wonderful rest of your day, and may this timeless reading meet you well. Take care. Till then, bye-bye.